Thanks. Hey, is that it?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it? Wow. He said it with a smile, though. Yeah, that's it, buddy. Well, I'm excited for this particular message. I'm excited for you guys, and I'm glad to be back. And the title of this particular message is How to Get the Most Out of Your High School Experience. And I don't know about you guys, but there was many times when I was in high school where I'm like, dude, why am I learning about what the heck happened in 1854? What is that going to do for my future? I feel like 90% of the stuff that I learned in my history class, I never applied again in my life. Even in other classes that I'm in. And I'm thinking, okay, I just don't get it. What's the point? Now, clearly, I think most people will say that high school is important because scholastically, you want to do well and you want to matriculate through the process. You want to go to college and you want to prove to your parents, you want to prove to your teachers that you're a good person, you're a good kid, and you've got an incredible career and future in front of you, right? Okay, sure. There's also the sports side of things where, you might be an athlete and you want to go to the next level, and so competition's important, so, you go that route. Or maybe you're in the band, or maybe some type of musician, and that's important to you as well. And I think those are all important. But what I want to share with you today, this morning, is that I think there's three fundamental, important growth moments that happen in your high school years, that these are going to be the same moments or the same pressure points of what I like to call them, that are going to be in your adult years. So in other words, the things that you are learning right now, the things that you are experiencing right now, you're going to experience them again. So at 18, you'll experience them at 28, and then at 38, and then at 48, and so on. And so what you see here, I've got a little kind of stage here. You've got what I describe the window, the jersey, and the meeting. The window, the jersey, and the meeting. And I'm going to give you the points up front, okay? Because I have a tendency to just kind of go into my stories a little bit too long, longer than I need to. So I'm going to just tell you the points right now. The window experience. This is about decision making. How do I become a better decision maker? Trust me, the decisions you're making now, or the reality of tough decisions that you feel like you have to make now, that doesn't change. When you get older, you've got to realize, am I making good decisions? The second one, the jersey, represents failure, represents pain. How do I bounce back from failure? How do I bounce back from pain? And then the last one, the median. This represents growing outside your comfort zone. How do I address fear and going beyond what I think my current capabilities tell me? You guys ready? All right, cool. So we're going to start with the window experience. Here's the window. This is me, junior high school, going into my freshman year as a high school student. You guys know what that's like, right? Remember middle school, jumping into high school, and whole new world, whole new atmospheres, right? Whole new experience, right? You went from being at the top to being back at the bottom, right? Are you still at the top? Always been at the top? Yeah. So when I do my swag presentation, I'm just going to put you on stage. I'm just going to say, let's just model this guy. Is that cool? No? You don't want that? Too much pressure? Nonetheless, here's the window experience. The window experience for me was looking through bus windows, car windows, and living room windows. Bus windows because I was grounded for 6 months. No phone, right? No, yeah. We didn't have Facebook, so I don't want to tell my age, but no, obviously no Facebook. No internet, right? Unless it was homework.
Yep.
And I had no parties, no fun, no anything, right? All I had was lots of time on my hand. So when I describe the window experience, I'm looking through the bus window, watching my friends. As the bus pulls off, I'm looking at my friends, hanging out after school, having fun, while I have to go home. Here's the car window. The car window represents me looking at my friends as I'm leaving my tutoring session because my grades were in the gutter. And I'm watching my friends having fun after school, running around, talking about the football game, talking about different things they're going to be doing this weekend. And then staring out my living room window because I can't go anywhere. And watching people walk back and forth, thinking about how my life sucks. But you know what happened for me in this kind of window season of my life? Can anybody relate to having a whole lot of time on your hands, right? Because there's just really nothing you can do besides really do your homework. What happened for me was that I had a whole lot of time on my hands. And if any of you guys know anyone who's been through the juvenile justice system or been through some kind of restrictionary period of their life, what they'll tell you is that they've had a whole lot of time on their hands to reflect on what they did. And so what I want to leave with you this morning is, how do I go from being a poor decision maker, and which was happening in my freshman year, to becoming a good decision maker, and the process that it takes to learn how to do that. The first thing that happened for me was that I went into what I call a reflectionary period. And that reflectionary period basically consisted of everything that I did during that period of time. And what I realized was that my priorities were jacked. Like, I went to a high school that was kind of the elite high school, was the one that people talked about all the time. And so my concern was about my clothes, was about my fashion, was how I looked, more than what was really more important at the time was how well I was doing in school, what kind of advancements were I making in leadership development and so forth. And so that really started to hit home for me, this kind of reflectionary period. But then the second part of that was this responsibility period, where I realized that I had to take full responsibility. And I'll tell you this, the difference between people who come from restriction, whether it's in your home or people who are in what we call the system, the difference between them actually making real achievement and not making achievement is, did they take full responsibility for their actions? And so I was at that moment in my life, I had to take full responsibility for the consequences of this looking through bus windows, looking through car windows, looking through living room windows. But then the last one was recalibrate. I realized that there needed to be an adjustment to my priorities, my values, and my principles. There's things that needed to change in my life at that time that I realized that, hey, you know what? If I'm going to continue to keep living this way, then my life is going to be reflective of more restrictions, more restrictions, and more restrictions. And so what I want to do, I want to give you a formula of what I believe good decision making or poor decision shows in your life. For your notes. Good decision making increases confidence and safety with and for others, which creates flexibility and freedom in your life. Now, I'm not going to share this now, but if you're interested, if you're really interested, I can show you how you can get more freedom with your parents. Interested? I can show you how you can get. I can show you, and I'm serious. Yeah, I got him to smile. That's good. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I can show you how to get more freedom and flexibility. I mean, because when you think about it, right now in your life, in some sense, if you're in this restrictionary period, you're like, but wait a minute, I just want a little bit more flexibility. I just want a little bit more freedom. And I can show you how to do that. But not now. But let me show you the other side of that situation. Poor decision making decreases confidence and safety with and for others, which creates restrictions and uncertainty. See, I didn't realize the reason why I was restricted, because that's really what grounded or being punished means, you're just restricted, was because in some form or fashion, I was creating a level of uncertainty in my parents' minds, in my teachers' minds. Meaning that if I had too much time on my hand, if I had too much space on my hand, that not only was I going to wreck my life, I was going to wreck the lives of others. And so the goal was for me to show that, hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, coach, teachers, and anyone else who was kind of a guardian at that time, if you will, how can I show you that I can make good decisions that will allow me to have more flexibility and more freedom to kind of do what I feel like is good to do. So I'm going to give you that at another time. But the next one was the Jersey moment. And I want to ask you guys a question. Actually, a couple of questions. Do you remember when you were asked to do something that you really wanted to do and you failed at it? Or how about, do you remember the time that you had that first embarrassing moment in high school?
Yes.
I'm curious. I heard yeses clear. Are you beyond the embarrassment that you will be willing to share it right now? You fell down the bleachers. Ouch. That sucks. That sucks. Anyone? What about you?
My mom was at my school and I got in trouble in front of her class.
Oh.
Yeah.
The mom moment. That's what I call it. The mom moment. Anyone else? What's that?
Well, you see, like the day before I ate something that was probably, and ended up everyone had to leave the classroom because I
That's so political.
Well, okay, I gotta take a sidebar. I gotta find this out. Did you play it off?
I tried, but so I got up and I didn't want to park right where I was sitting because I did like my neighbor, whatever. And so I walked up, and as I was parking, it was like somebody crossed.
Oh my God!
Wow.
From there, it was all bad.
You started off.
He started on my walking it around.
Wow. That is a truly embarrassing moment. Okay, what about anyone else? How about this? And I'm going to ask something a little bit more specific in regards to a moment of embarrassment, a moment of failure, a moment of pain. Has anyone in the room tried out for something? Tried out for a baseball team, tried out for a basketball team, tried out to run for a particular office in school, or tried to go for something, maybe, I don't know, homecoming, Queen, King, whatever. Tried to do something, and you really were going for it, and it didn't work out for you. Maybe it's too tough to talk about right now. Anyone? Well, let me share with you. If you haven't, it's coming. I know. This is an encouraging message, by the way. But for me, this is what this jersey really represented in my life. I had never played organized tackle football all my life. My mom wouldn't let me. Played flag. I was really good at flag too. And so my sophomore going into my junior year, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go play football. I always wanted to play. And so we had a really good football team. My junior going into my senior year, we had 7 people that actually had Division I scholarships, just to give you an idea of kind of how good they were. And so I knew that, this is going to be a long uphill climb for me to even make the field. I went after my dream, which was to be a high school quarterback.